Good morning. So, my name's Dave. I like taking you guys on these walks with me. And as I leave my pity party of 5 years and work on my health, my nutrition, and my fitness, and while I'm dealing with all this chronic pain and my disabilities, hence the cane. But here we go. The risk I took was calculated, but unfortunately, I'm bad at math. But I have a quote for you guys. It is, "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor can a man be perfected without trials." That is so true, and I am going through that journey right now. The trials of my chronic pain, my disabilities from my accident, my depression, all has been playing in parts, and my health. I found I had fatty liver and plaque buildup, not to mention all my other stuff. So those are definitely some trials. Now, some were because of the accident, some were because of my eating habits and my lifestyle choices. So I'm finding that no matter what it is, it's my responsibility. I can't expect doctors who, who are a lot of times overworked, especially I'm part of the VA. I'm a veteran, so I use the VA medical system. So they're very overworked, and they don't have time to keep up with the latest findings and research. So sometimes their recommendations can be based off of information that is 10, 15, 20 years old. So I have to take the responsibility and be proactive in the things that I do to improve my life and my situation. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about today, and that's why I got that quote for y'all. So hopefully you can see what I am doing, and then as you hit that like button and comment below what trials you're going through to help perfect you and make the changes you want. So, if I can motivate you, that's just great service that I got. That I'm able to provide you guys. It motivates me to keep going. So I love your comments. Please add them. What a sunny day. Oh boy, getting that vitamin D. So these things that I'm going through and I'm pushing through, it's a lot of the days I don't want to do them. It's like I'd much rather just, when I drop off my daughter from school and I get back home, the drive is stressful for me. I don't like driving anymore. It's one of the issues that came up after my accident. I can't even be a passenger in the front seat of a car. So it's super stressful. I feel like we're going to get T-boned all the time, because that's, according to my doctor, that is one of the, got distracted there. That's one of the things that came up with me losing, like I don't have control, and I'm not a provider for my family that I was before. Anyway, I digress. Let me get back on track. But all these play into a factor as, the trials that are going on. So I'd much rather just go in bed and curl up and sleep and not do anything. But I find that by automating some of the things that I do, and this is Central Florida, we've got bugs and some awesome birds and animals. So I much rather, like, if I can automate it or turn it into a habit or into a pattern, it's easier for me. What about you guys? Do you find that if you create a pattern out of something, it's easier? Like going carnivore was really easy for me because it's simple. It's extremely restrictive, but I don't see it as extremely restrictive. I see it as extremely easy eating because I can eat just basically a couple of things and I'm good. And I like it simple like that. So I love my eggs in the morning when I'm not fasting. And I love it with maybe the bacon or my beef patties. And then I love my steak and beef patties in the afternoon. And I'm good. I put my butter on it. I find it very easy to be on carnivore. And I find it very healthy. I feel better. I'm no longer suffering from high blood pressure. There are days I still have brain fog, but those are other issues because of I'm finding out with all the visceral fat that I still have in my belly area. And I'm trying to build up muscle there. I'm trying to fight sarcopenia. I have lost some muscle mass, but in the past 6 months I've dropped over 55 pounds. This morning, this is the day after ending my 48-hour fast at 6 o'clock yesterday. So I had about 12-hour fast, 11-hour fast. And I weighed in this morning. I was 185.8. So I didn't really, I've been weighing in after my fast at 186.4, 186.6, things like that. So almost a pound, a half a pound. But that was still because I ate late. For me, it was late. I broke my fast at 6, and then about 7:30 I ate a steak and 2 hamburger patties. So I finished a little bit later than I normally would. So I still had that in me, which I believe I'll drop probably another half a pound maybe tomorrow. So, but to automate these things that I do, like the carnivore diet, that is super easy for me. The people look at it as being restrictive. Now, again, the words you use also play a big part in your mindset. I knew I had to, from my research, I had to cut out all seed oils out of my diet because that is what affects your LDLs, the small particles or dense particles. Those are the ones that seep through the walls of your arteries to cause plaque, based off of my research that I found. Don't take my word for it. Again, do your research, look up this information, because most doctors will tell you no. They only look at LDLs versus and triglycerides and your HDL levels. Mine are hard, but that's natural. Mine are high, but that's natural. Cholesterol isn't the big killer. Most people die with normal to low cholesterol from heart attacks, from the evidence and the research that I've done. Again, you have to look up this information and see for yourself. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a clinician, etc. This is just what I've found, so I'm basing my stuff off of this. So instead of looking at carnivore diet as a restrictive diet, look at it as a very easy diet, because I don't have to worry about seed oils anymore, which are killer. The half-life is like 680 days, so over 2 years to get out of the body, just half of it. So I'm going to be working for a while to get that crap out of me. And it's in everything: canola oil, vegetable oils, grapeseed oil, all that stuff. It's in almost everything. So I don't eat any processed food anymore. The over-processed food. I have to really look and see what I'm doing. eating. So I just like the carnivore because it's the easiest way. I know I'm eating healthy. I'm eating a diet that was meant for us to eat as a, the proper human diet. I think it's also been called. Because that's what we've been eating for hundreds of thousands of years, and that's what has given us our brain power increased, where they say, because we eat more meat and more fat, good fat, animal fat, that's expanded our brain and our mental capacities and stuff so that we could grow and become smarter. So our brain is mostly fat as well, if you look it up. Now, besides the diet that I've done, I automate my walking. So these walks, the one I do in the morning and then the one I do in the afternoon, are natural. Like I said, after I drop my daughter off from school, I get back home. If I don't have another appointment, I just, instead of going into the house, I turn around and I go left and I start walking. I put on my timer for an hour and I just start walking. I turn on the video so I can film with you guys, talk about something while I'm doing, the first 15 minutes or so, and I walk. I do the same thing in the afternoon. Usually I find it really good to walk if after I finish my last meal of the day. I only eat 2 meals a day on average. Once or twice a week, I will only eat 1 meal during the day, what they call OMAD, 1 meal a day. Or I do 2MAD, 2 meals a day. And I don't count calories. I don't look at, I don't eat carbs, no vegetables, none of that stuff, because my body doesn't need it. All the stuff that's coming out now is a proper human diet. As a carnivore, that's what you should be on, and that's what I do. So I'm sorry if you guys are vegetarians and you're watching this and saying, hey, it's better to be a vegan, is more healthy or whatever. Being a vegan is not healthier for the human body. It is worse. There's plenty of evidence. You look at all these vegans that are just unhealthy looking, they're sick, they have other immune deficiencies, and all this other stuff that you can see, and issues. Do your research and you will see it's not the healthiest way to be. I can understand that a lot of times they will do it for because of social reasons, or what's the word I'm looking for, like socially conscious reasons, because they don't like the way the animals are treated, things like that. I understand that, and I can it doesn't, put it this way, I was going to say I can accept that. In reality, I don't care. I know that's really harsh to say. If you want to be a vegan, or if you want to do keto, I prefer, a ketogenic diet is even better. It's just a way of eating with very low carbs, or no carbs as well, and no seed oils. That's good. Mediterranean diets is good. You need animal protein. That's just my thoughts. If you don't agree with me, that's fine. We don't have to agree. And like I said, it doesn't really matter to me what you eat. That's your choice. You have to do your own research and look at what you eat. Now, I would love everybody to get off the standard American diet, the SAD diet, of all the super processed foods and all these addictive foods that they try to get you to eat, because that's not healthy. I'd much rather someone go get rid of all their carbs and just be a vegan than stay on the SAD diet. Okay? So I hope that makes sense. And now, so I automate these things like walking, because walking has so many health benefits. It also has been proven that walking can help reduce the chances or the effects of dementia and Alzheimer's. You look it up so you can find out for yourself. And it just makes your body stronger. The stronger you get, the better you can withstand and fight off disease and inflammation and everything else. And so we should, as humans, especially as men, we should be the strongest, look at getting as strong as we can, because we've been through society and and the way we live, we've been getting weaker and weaker. And it shows in all the obesity rates going up, the number of heart attacks, heart events that have been on the rise. We've been having all this medicine that supposedly helped to reduce these cholesterol and all this other medicine that you take to supposedly reduce it using sunscreen and everything to reduce skin cancer and stuff. But all these things have been going up, according to the research. We've been having more and more heart conditions. More and more people are becoming type 2 diabetics. So and also more and more, there's more and more, skin cancer. And I look at it this way: we're spending less time out in the sun. I'm changing that because of my walks outside. And so what's causing, if we're spending less time in the sun, and when we're out in the sun, we're using sunglasses and we're using suntan lotion, SPF 30, 60, whatever is going up and up. If we're using that, shouldn't the cases of skin cancer be dropping? Well, I believe so, but I think there's all these other factors. I think the chemicals in the suntan lotion and the chemicals that we're putting on our skin and we're ingesting in our lives, all these other chemicals that are cleaning products and everything else, that can be causing the increase. Also, the heart conditions. Like I said before, it's been found that people with low or normal cholesterol levels have more heart attacks or heart events or strokes than people with high. They still have them too, but I think it's the other conditions. What that gets at is that there's other factors involved that they're not counting, or they don't want to count because they can't provide a statin for it. So, sorry for my little rant on Big Farm and Big Food, because they're making all these addictive foods to get you to eat more. And the seed oils, that's the thing, is just more and more evidence is coming out that they're worse than cigarettes. So, but by doing the carnivore diet, doing my walking, my exercising, that's helped me lose 55 pounds in 6 months. And I think I'm up there, 242 to 185. I'll do the math later, because walking and talking is hard, and plus you see my shirt. So and now the intermediate fasting, I do those in sessions or protocols, they call them, where, like, I was doing a 36-hour on Sunday, so Sunday through Tuesday morning it was good. Then it was an easy jump for me to do 40 hours, and then an easy jump to go from 40 hours to 48. Now that last couple of hours in the 48 hours, it was a little tough. I was like ready, because I like eating carnivore. I like eating my steaks and my patties and my eggs. So it got a little bit tough on the 48 hour. I'm going to be incorporating a 72 hour, but that won't be until a week and a half, because I'm going to do another 48 hour, and then I will do the following week, I will do a 72 hour. And that's just because of all the benefits, besides losing weight, all the other benefits of cleaning out. Now the 48 hour and the 72 hour, I believe, is when you get the benefits of your body doing monopathy. There's autophagy, and then there's monopathy, or where your body ends up making new stem cells, and also goes through and cleans up the what they call the zombie cells in your body. The cells that are just not doing anything, they're messing up your efficiency and everything, that they're just bad cells and they're infecting other cells with this like zombieism. You have to look it up because my way of explaining it is not the best. So I'm looking at those, and that's what I want to focus on more. The losing weight is is more of a side benefit. It's not the main thing. My main thing is for the health, because I need to get rid of the plaque in my arteries, and to do that I also need to get rid of all the I've stopped ingesting seed oils and reducing those smaller LDL particles, and I also need to reduce my visceral fat. That's why my goal of 10% wasn't to look like a big, all muscular and everything. That's a nice thing. I don't have the muscles. I got the mosquito bites, what I call them, to do that. So these trials that I'm talking about, that I'm going through, and the fasting and everything, and wanting to get down to 10%, that's making me stronger and healthier. That's my perfecting me is through these trials. That's why I'm polishing this gemstone with friction. You don't polish it with jelly donuts and stuff. Does that make sense? I hope so. So I have a lot of great people in the comments that have been wonderful. Every so often I get a couple of comments that, they are what they are, and I answer them, and I talk to them. I feel discourse is the better option than just saying, hey, you're an idiot, and looking at it that way, because people are not idiots. People are very smart. The majority of people. Some of them are just conditioned to a certain way. I'm conditioned to a certain way, and sometimes they clash. And like I said, I don't know what I don't know. I use that phrase a lot, but that's because it's true. I'm new in this journey. I've been doing carnivore for 6 months, and I'm new at looking up all this research. That's why I'm going to these experts, these doctors that are carnivores, that have been doing this for 5 years, 6 years, 10 years, 15 years, and what they're going through. So I'm looking at that, and I'm looking at the evidence, the research studies that they're presenting. I go online, I actually look it over and see what it says, what they say it says. So I'm going through these trials to perfect my body, so that down the road, in 4.5 years now, I'll be able to walk around with my wife and slow travel the world, and we won't be spending as much as they're there. I'm also increasing my fiscal knowledge and education. I started that sooner, so we are on the right path. So our money will last while we're doing that. We're not going to be able to spend a lot. The goal is to be around $3,000, $5,000 a month. I like to have a little bit more money coming in case there's something extra we would like to do. But what do you guys think? I'm going to wrap it up there, because I'll just rant and rave on. And I'm noticing this video is already at the 23-minute mark, which is longer than normal. You guys really don't watch it this long. So hopefully you can. If you do, let me know you watched till the end. That's really helpful. But put in your comments down below some of the trials that you're going through right now to make you stronger, and some of the things you've decided to do that will polish you as a better human being. It can be your mindset, it can be physical, it can be your health, your way of eating, anything. And with that, I will close this one out. And as always, God bless. You have a wonderful day.